Hello guys, welcome to Dublin Moto 2. I hope you just got done watching a pretty interesting Moto 1, especially for that top 5 battle where it was pretty unpredictable. You couldn't really tell what was going to go down the entire time. It was very hard to predict like how that battle would have finished, and where all the drivers would have placed. Now we're going to get into Moto 2, which I think is going to be like that and then some. We're going to have basically what we saw in Moto 1. Just apply that to the entire pack. That's what we should see in Moto 2 here. So going to go through the starting order here. In first, we have Puma. That's on the left. On the right, Decoy in second. In third, Uncle Blake. In fourth is going to be Unquiet. In fifth and sixth, we're going to have Vulcan and Elite. In seventh and eighth, we're going to have Hunter and Opix. And then in ninth and 10th, we're going to have Slaunch and Fireball. In 11th and 12th, we're going to have Detail and Ricardo. Then in 13th and 14th, we're going to have Bean and Roman. And then 15th and 16th, we're going to have Real Deal and Luke. Here we go. Let's get that other angle because I think it's better. Going to be starting soon here with Moto 2 at Dublin Volcano. And it looks like we're green. Whoa, already some cheese there on the start. One driver got into the inside wall very early. Let's get over here. Oh, no, that's not going to be good. I think Uncle Blake getting forced on the inside wall. That's going to slow up a lot of the pack. Let's get to the chicane fast. That's where it's all going to go down. Yep, we already have drivers going down. Not too bad, though. Mostly just like a little slow up, especially in the back right there. Those guys got slowed up a ton. That's going to hurt them for sure. Driver getting slid out wide right there into the glass. Very rough first lap so far. Even more cheese going down. Bean and Hunter right there. Yeah, not a very good first lap for many people so far. Oh, what the heck? Fireball just went like completely straight through the rollover, and Unquiet has not had a very good first lap. Whoa, what was that cut right there? But yeah, that was I said it was gonna be cheesy. I didn't think it'd be that bad. That was a pretty bad first lap. Hopefully things calm down a little bit. Going through the chicane looked pretty clean. That was pretty good. Puma's still holding it. Puma and Decoy, actually, I believe. Uncle Blake. They did a pretty good job. Still holding on to those top spots so far. Ooh, getting pretty loose though. One driver in the wall is Ricardo. Big moves going down in the neck camber. Oh, two drivers off the track. That's not very good for them. Another driver, I think that was Ricardo, eventually going off the track as well. These guys in the back just having a rough time now getting through the pack. Which understandably so. I mean, on top of the fact that this track, like, it has some pretty good passing zones, but the issue is that this track is pretty narrow, and it gets very difficult to find the room to make a pass. Puma's still in the lead. Oh, it looks like he's going to get passed there by Uncle Blake, though. Uncle Blake with a hard charge to the lead. And then Puma's just going to take the lead back in the next corner. Decoy getting a little too loose. One driver going down there. Tons of drivers getting stuck in the back. And they're still having issues back there. Still Puma holding on the lead. We have Detail in second. Detail's had a really good start so far. He's easily... Whoa! Maybe not necessarily had the best start, but he's had his, I'd say, the best luck working his way through the pack. Oh, until that. Uncle Blake, like, just completely... I don't know if he locked up or if he went too hard trying to... He's probably went too hard trying to make a move. And just locks him up right into the wall. But, meanwhile, we still have Puma and now Elite in second. And Detail still comes out of that in third. How? How did that happen? No idea. But some of the top drivers from last moto that have already worked their way up pretty far would be, obviously, Real Deal. I would say, like, he's top overall contender right now for sure, obviously. The second place, it looks like Luke's stuck pretty far back in the pack, but Real Deal has somehow been able to work his way through these never-ending paddles that just keep going down, and all the crashes and all the cheese. I mean, it's still just people having issues everywhere. This is, so far, on pace to be the least clean moto I've ever seen. Like, no joke. It's pretty bad so far. I think what's happening is that everybody, like, I think part of it is that this is the first race of the season, so you have a couple different factors stemming from that. One of them being that because it's the first race of the season, a lot of these drivers haven't been driving for a while, especially winter break is HRL's longest break. So these guys have been, whoa, collisions up front. Puma going down, Elite going down. That's going to be a battle for Real Deal and Detail. And Slaunch and Real Deal and Slaunch both make mistakes. Detail is going to be your leader now. But yeah, so one of those factors, longest break of HRL is the winter break. So a lot of these guys haven't been on their gooses for a while. They're a little cold. Wow, that was a really bad pun. And that obviously hurts driving a little bit. I mean, I'm sure some of these guys have been practicing a little bit over the break, but I would say it definitely hurts their driving a little bit. I'd say most of them have not done like a majority of they have not spent a majority of their time practicing. They've probably just been, you know, winter time, a lot of other games coming out, family time, plenty of stuff to do in the winter, except for go outside really. So yeah, they're just cold, and that's going to be part of it. I think a lot of these guys just don't have the type of skill that they had at the height of the competition, let's say at the end of last year. So another factor I would say going into the cheesiness of this race is the fact that it is the first race of the season. And part of what comes with that is the fact that there's not really, like, there's nothing at stake. I mean, obviously, the first race of the season, you know, every race counts for the points championship. So you wanna start off on a good note. But at the same time, you have a clean slate, so you can kind of go balls to the wall in the first race, and it's not gonna feel like it affects you as much as going balls to the wall might affect you. Let's say the 14th race or the 13th race of the season, where you're several races in. You know, you've put several finishes under your belt. You've got so many points. You're so close to having a grand final spot, or you're so far away from it, or whatever. There's all these other factors that come into play. Whereas in the first race, these factors aren't really at play. Like, there's nobody that's on the verge of not making the grand finals. There's nobody that's like, you know, coming into a late season run or coming into a late season slump. None of that. This is just a complete clean slate. And usually the first race of the season ends up being pretty cheesy for that reason. Whoa, Ricardo way off the track. Well, that was interesting. He just waited to rejoin. I mean, I guess that worked out. Plenty of battles going on, especially in the back of the pack. But let's get an update on our order. Detail in first. Slaunch in second. Real Deal in third. That's going to be your top three. Real Deal, obviously I would say the top runner for that overall right now. Who is that in fourth? Is that Opix? Possibly? Looks like it, yeah. Having a pretty good moto so far. And Roman in fifth, which would also put him in a pretty good a position for a good overall finish. And it looks like we're going to have a caution on the track. This driver right here, I believe it was unquiet, quits, lags out. I don't know. I don't really remember. But the point is we have a goose stuck on the track, quit on the racetrack, and that's going to lead to a caution late race, which is unfortunate because this race was going great. And what's also unfortunate, Detail goes down right before getting to the finish line, which is going to put him back 2 spots in that lineup. Very, very unfortunate right there. But the reason you see these drivers keep on going is because we didn't really know where the goose was until we saw it, so they kind of just kept going. So it's going to take a little bit there. But yeah, this is going to be, I'll get another update on the order once we're getting restarted here, but yeah. Late race caution, always making these GP races interesting when there is a late race caution. It's not very often that you see it, but when it does happen, it's always going to be interesting. Let's go through this lineup, which I'm pretty sure there were some issues with at certain points, but there's nothing we could do now. Slaunch, Real Deal, Detail, Roman, Opix. Oh, so maybe Roman took another position off Opix right there before the end. Didn't see that either. Uncle Blake, Ricardo, Hunter, Puma, Vulcan, Fireball, Bean, Elite, Decoy, and Luke, the winner of the last moto, stuck in last. This is going to be a very interesting if you look at this layout, because not only do you have him, you also have Bean, 4th place in last moto right here towards the back as well. You have Fireball just on the edge of top 5, pretty far in the back. So you have, like, I'd say 3 pretty fast drivers, pretty capable drivers stuck very far deep in the pack. So definitely keep your eyes out for those 3 on this restart. I think they're all going to be pretty hungry. And also, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to try my best to call it, but it was a really weird timestamp. So I think it's like 2 minutes left in the moto plus the 2 laps, and we already have cheese going down. Everybody, like, just 3 drivers right there. 2 of them kind of saved it, but 3 drivers essentially going down right there. And it is getting cheesy in the back of the pack, but let's get back up to that quad chicane. How does that go? Oh, 1 driver goes down. Fireball was the one to go down. Very unfortunate for him. He's one of the drivers I was talking about that you should be looking out for on this restart, but so far it's seeming like a rough restart for him. So I'm still holding on the lead right now. Detail tried to make a big move. Goes down. Could pay big for that attempt. Oh, yeah. People still cheesing. Well, that's ironic. Real Deal just pops online. But yeah, it's plenty of cheese going down. Oh my god, more wrecks. What is happening? This is continuing to be the least clean race I've ever seen. What is... Oh my god! I can't even commentate anymore. You just kind of have to watch it happen. Oh man. Yeah, there's like nothing for me to say anymore. Let's get back up towards the front. I'm trying to make my way over there. But yeah, that was the least clean restart I've ever seen. What is the battle for the lead looking like? It looks like it's just between Slaunch and Real Deal looking strong for that overall regardless. Roman back into his 3rd place spot. Could replicate his first moto finish with a third. Who is that? Is that Uncle Blake in 4th? Wow, nice late race run with the restart there. Detail in 5th. Unfortunate restart for him. He was definitely looking better before that came out. And then we have Luke in 6th. So a pretty good restart for him. Was it a good restart for Bean? That's... Oh, okay, Bean definitely not. Fireball actually recovered off of his rough start, and he's working his way up. So Fireball living up to my expectations right there. Also, Luke and Fireball both on the same teammates this season, both making pretty good late race caution runs here. And you have a few drivers that like fell back a little bit. That's always how cautions go. You have a few drivers that are going to fall back. You have a few drivers that are going to make big gains. You have a few drivers that are going to remain pretty much the same. That's just kind of how it goes. Let's take another look at this lead battle because it is getting close, and there are great battles all over the track. You have that battle between Detail and Blake right there. There's great battles everywhere, but the most important battle, obviously, is this lead battle. It really isn't, in a way, because Real Deal, as long as he holds on to this, he has the overall locked up. He just needs to hold on a second here, unless Roman goes down, Uncle Blake, Detail all go down, and Luke just makes a random charge to 3rd, which would be very difficult with the amount of time remaining. But, at the same time, Real Deal can still steal a moto win here, which would make the overall mean that much more. So this is very important. He could start off with the points lead. And there's the move. There's the inside move out of Real Deal. This could be it. Big play out of him. Is he going to stick it around the next corner? A little late on the brakes. Slaunch going to dive it on the inside, but then it's going to come down to this next corner. Slaunch trying to like set up a crossover move, but that's eventually not going to work out because Real Deal is going to have the better angle here. And it looks like he's going to take the lead with a few laps remaining. I don't really know. Again, caution restarts are weird. So now that Real Deal is taking the lead, looking very strong. Looking like a potential very strong start to his season. Detail going a little wide there, trying to get by Uncle Blake for that 4th place spot. And now Luke's going to try to go after him, which could improve his overall finish. And I think Luke is locked into 2nd overall right now, I believe. So he can't really, as long as he doesn't lose a spot to Detail, he can't really improve. He can get by Uncle Blake, that'll give him more points, but that's not going to, like, Real Deal's got this overall locked up if he holds on to that win. Detail also trying to improve his overall finish. He's going to get by Uncle Blake right away. So yeah, a lot of these overall spots pretty much... Oh, Roman with some late race lag. Not too bad, though. I've seen worse lag out of him. He's looking fine. Little battle right there. Fireball and Hunter. What is that? Uncle Blake's in 6th, so 7th and 8th. So Fireball looking pretty similar to his first moto finish right now. Bean and Ricardo, I'd say, are the biggest losers in this second moto compared to their first moto races. Because they both did really well, unexpectedly well in the first moto, but the second moto they're just not looking as good. Real Deal, though, has gotten away from Slaunch a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's still pretty close. It's still doable, but Real Deal's definitely opened up a bit of a gap here, like a small gap. And I think this might be the last lap here. This might be them coming to the finish, judging by the way these corners are being taken. I'm thinking that's the finish right there. Let's see how they line up. That is it. Real Deal takes the win. Slaunch second. The overall as well for Real Deal. Roman third, Luke fourth, Detail fifth, and Uncle Blake sixth. Hunter comes across the line in front of Fireball. I might rewind to see what happened there. Opix, Ricardo, Bean, all crossing the line. We're going to have some more drivers coming across as well, but I got to go through these overall results. Let me get a drink. Sheesh. Alright, so Real Deal going to win his first moto of the season and his first overall of the season, looking like a strong start. Remember, he finished third in points with a clutch wild card round last season. Looked pretty strong in the Champ Series. He's looking to run a better season here, maybe improve a couple spots, number one plate possibly. Slaunch with the second place in this moto. Definitely going to improve his overall finish. Real Deal, by the way, finished first overall with 32 points. Slaunch second in the second moto. Not going to help his overall too much. Definitely helped it, but still going to finish outside the top 3 overall. He's going to finish fourth overall with 24 points. Third. Pretty consistent results out of Roman. Solid start to the season for him. The runner-up to last season's championship. Going to start off the season with third place overall. Third place in both motos. And 28 overall points. And then I believe this is Luke's spot, which is going to put him at 30 points and second overall, fourth in this moto. So a pretty good comeback considering that caution definitely helped him out a lot. So a good comeback there, but not quite enough to contend with Real Deal. Enough to hold off Roman though. Then we have Detail with a nice, I would say like a nice and quiet, very similar to Roman finish, fifth overall. Fifth, both motos, 24 points. Let's go through this a little bit faster. I'm taking too long. We got Uncle Blake, going to finish 11th overall. Got 6th in this moto, though, so definitely helped him out a ton, but still going to get 11th overall. We got Hunter, going to finish 8th overall with a total of 17 points. This moto's finish was better than his first, but again, still not too big of an improvement. Whoa. We got Fireball in 6th overall. 20 points total. Worst Moto 2 finish, but definitely recovered it. He was another driver that came back pretty well from the caution. We have Opix here finishing 10th overall, 9th. Good consistent motos, but not good enough to get a little bit of a higher overall spot there. We have Ricardo, 9th overall. Definitely a worse Moto 2. Pretty good Moto 1 run for him, though. 17 points. Then we got Bean with he finished 7th overall. Pretty good race for him, 19 points. Elite, going to finish 12th overall. Considering those bad starts, not too bad, 11 points. And then some other drivers are still coming across the line. So I'm going to try to read off who I haven't said yet. I believe Vulcan 13th overall with 9 points. Unquiet 14th overall with 5 points. Decoy 15th overall with 4 points. And Puma 16th overall with 4 points as well. So there you go, guys. Hopefully I didn't take too long with that. I tried to speed it up a little bit there at the end. But there's your Dublin race. I want to see what happened. I want to see how Fireball got overtaken because that looked interesting. So I want to see how that went down. See what happened here. Oh, did he must have lost it earlier. I guess. He must have made a mistake somewhere around here. Next corner maybe? Too low? But just lets Hunter by. I don't know why. Maybe he got lag cheese? I don't know. I'm not sure what Fireball's intention was there. That would make sense if it was like a first moto move, but yeah, I don't know. But let's see this, because it looks like he... Whoa, that two-wheel, that was close. He literally cut that chicane as close as he could have. That was impressive. Trying to get the spot back, going for the crossover. This is a good battle. Maybe he just wanted to battle with him, I don't know. Because this is a pretty good battle. Oh, Hunter running him way too wide. Yeah, that's not going to work. So there is that. So yeah, overall, I would say Dublin was fun. Cheesiest second moto I've possibly ever seen. But yeah, overall, fun event. Next one's going to be Grizzly, which we're going to lead in from possibly the cheesiest GP I've ever seen to the cheesiest oval race I've ever seen. So definitely look forward to watching the racing at Grizzly Raceway. I'll see you guys.